Hello, Eastview Scholars. Welcome to AP Biology. I am Mr. Sharp, your instructor of record for this course. This is just a short video. It's not going to go into daily workings of the class. It's really more of an introduction for you and your parents as to why we do what we do, how things change, what to expect, and really in a sense to alleviate some of the stress you may have coming in as to this exam. I'm not sure what you've heard about it. It is more difficult than it has been in the past. A couple years ago they changed the exam from a basic knowledge rote memorization exam to a more difficult exam that pushes your higher order thinking skills and your ability to synthesize and apply knowledge and use data and stuff along that line. So we have changed the instruction for the course to follow suit, and that in itself has been successful to this point, so I imagine you will also be successful. The first place I'm going to start, though, is to talk about me and my purpose. And what do I expect to do for you? And my purpose is the same whether I am teaching any of my science courses in the chemistry, anatomy, or biology realm, or coaching track or cross country. I have two goals in this job that I do, in this career that I have, and this passion that I find in teaching and coaching. And that is to help young people become aware that there are no limits to the goals they have. And we will do this in class. And I will push you. And this may be the most difficult science class you have had. And we need to do that because at this point it's a very difficult exam. And I don't want to say that to scare you. I just want to say that in the past you have probably not had to develop your ability to apply and synthesize knowledge as much as you will in this class to be successful, not just for the course and the exam, but to be successful beyond this in college later. So that's number one. The other thing I strive is to develop honest, responsible adults who realize that success is achieved by commitment and service to others. You are not on an island, and whether I am teaching my class or coaching a sport, we are all a team and we rely on each other to get there. And to be as successful as you can be. Notice that in my purpose I never say anything about biology or chemistry or winning or everybody getting A's or everybody getting a 5 or whatever. It's being the best that you can be and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, maybe having you learn that you need to make changes in how you approach certain study habits or sport things or stuff, whatever. My purpose is the same for everybody because for everything I do, because I want you to be the best you can be in what we are doing together. And again, nobody is an island. Everything you ever learned from being a kid as you have grown up to this point, reading, writing, talking, walking, riding a bike, roller skating, skiing, bungee jumping, everything that you have ever done, you have done interacting with someone else. You have not done it on your own. And I chuckle sometimes when we bring kids into class and line them up in rows and say, listen to the one person in the room and do not allow you to interact. So understand that just as you would working with your soccer team or your dance team or the play or debate, whatever you do outside of here that you have a passion for, it should be the same thing in the classroom. And we should rely on each other with all our different styles of learning and interacting and talking to each other and working out problems together, that we will all be better and everybody will raise their level of knowledge and ability to think if we all work together and not, close myself off and not want to share. And then that should alleviate when I'm not doing the stress of when I'm not, maybe I'm falling behind or maybe something's going on. I'm not sitting there and I'm trying to peek at what everybody else is doing, but I'm comfortable enough to talk to them and interact and say, hey, I'm struggling here, help me out. So that's where we're going. And I'll put up, here it is. Here are the 4 big ideas that the College Board put together when they rewrote the curriculum and the exam. I'm not really going to go through them, but as you read them, what you can say is these are all interactive things, that living things all living things, the huge diversity of all the things that are living in this world, were things that changed over time, evolved over time, just as you have as a student. You have changed from when you were in first grade. And that change came from interaction and monitoring and seeing your environment and you know, everything that went on. That's the same for all living things. Internally, externally, that's what we do. And so this is the basis of what we do. You can go online and they break this down into 8,000 other small little points, but this will be kind of the focus of what we try and strive to do, is understand that things change over time. That leads to diversity, and they use energy and building blocks and basic stuff, and all living things are in homeostasis, and they interact with each other for food, in the fight for food and space and etc. That's the same thing as we're doing here in the classroom, except we're not fighting with each other. We're working together to do the best we can. So there will be a lot of group interaction as opposed to sitting in rows. The only time you're in a row is when you're taking an exam. Okay. Most importantly, I think what I can say to you is focus on what's important. And that's the learning and how you learn and the style of learning, and how can I and your classmates, with their different experiences and their ability to learn, maybe a little quicker in some subjects than you, maybe a little slower in some subjects than you, but how can we help each other learn? If your mindset is simply about the 5, the A, the points, the grade, it's like anything in life. If that's what you're chasing, you'll never reach what you want for success. I tell my folks the same thing in the sports that I coach. If you're chasing a time, a number, you'll never get there. You have to be focused on how to get there. You have to be focused on how am I going to understand these concepts. I had a great chemistry professor at the University of Wisconsin, greatest university ever. And that was one of his 2 main and basic points, is that if you are chasing the points, if you're worried about the point, you'll never achieve what you want to do. You have to worry about, why did I miss that concept? I need you asking me and asking your colleagues, how did I answer this? What did I, not asking me about that one point or this, or can I get this point back, but why did I miss this point? So you understand for the next time, and the big exam and in college. I could put 800 questions on a quiz, which I wouldn't, but I often get the question, how many questions are on there? How many points is this? That doesn't matter, and I don't answer those questions, because what matters is if you understand the material, you'll get the points. So I think to alleviate stress, that's one of the most important things to say. Worry about learning the concepts we're trying to teach. The grade, the points, the 5, the 4, whatever you get on the AP exam will occur. Here's the easiest way I can say it. In the last 2 years, we have been above the national average in all the passing grades, the 3, the 4, the 5. In both the last 2 years, we've had more 4s and 5. Our 4s and 5 combined were more than our 3s. We are under the national average in 2s and 1s and whatever's not passing. But not everybody who necessarily got an A every quarter going through this course got a 5. And not all the 5s were people who got A's going through all the time. Okay, 5s are hard to get on this. The first year in 203,000 exams, 5.5% of the country earned a 5. We were above that average. Last year, 219,000 AP Bio exams, 6.5% of the country got 5s. We were above that average. If you focus on what we're trying to teach you, all the things that you want as far as grades and stuff will happen. But you're not going to get kicked out of all the best schools because you're not straight A's and not all 5s, and you're not going to lose all the financial aid. So please, focus on learning, and all those things you want later in life will happen. Finally, last thing I can say is please use all your resources. The books I give you, the handouts I give you, the online resources, both mine and with the textbook, and the class, which includes me and your colleagues. Do not hesitate to ask. Do not put yourself on an island. Don't be quiet. Don't do anything else. You need to interact with me and your classmates in the group setting that we're going to have as we all learn this together to make you your best. You can't hide out. You can't be quiet. It's not going to get you where you want to go. And again, my purpose is just to push you and make you the best that you can be, whatever that is. When I do that, all the good things you want later on will occur. Anyhow, I hope this has helped. We'll have plenty more videos of subject matter, but at this point right now, Scholar Up Eastview.